the left, especially the politicians, have wanted to kind of shift the conversation when it comes to gun ownership and who to punish, because punishing the actual aggressor isn't enough, and they don't want to address the cultural problem that is generally associated with violence. So they have resorted to, of course, blaming the guns, which does nothing but effectively, when they try to punish those, they turn people into felons overnight. And they make it, if you live in these areas like the Californias of the world, make it very difficult for you to own weaponry, own arms. And that hasn't worked, of course, to the degree that they like it. Hell, and if anything, they've pushed a lot of definitely red states to finally, for the first time in their fucking lives, to get on the offensive when it comes to the right to own guns, if you will. And you've had like these sort of sanctuary states when it comes to having more lax gun laws. We see that what happened in Texas as well, trying to do what they deem as constitutional carry, which they don't have that, by the way. That's not a thing yet. When you consider the vast amounts of federal gun laws that exist out there, we ain't even anywhere close to fucking that. But you get what it is that I'm saying. So one thing that you've heard them, and they've been hyping this up, is the idea of punishing gun manufacturers in the event that someone dies or is shot by which obviously is just a crazy thing. You don't think about that in really any other context. If someone wears certain clothing, you don't punish the clothing brand if they kill someone, or even if they kill someone with other forms of other things that aren't weapons. Let's say cars, necessarily, or aren't generally deemed as weapons, or can be used in other ways. So would it be cars, knives, stuff like that? It's not the idea to punish the people that made them. But with guns, it's different. So in California, a judge ruled recently, is covering for this from Phil Shiver over at Blaze TV, that basically that shooting victims could sue Smith & Wesson. So let's get some backstory on this real quick. I'm going to have to refresh this, ain't I? I am. Let's do that. Here we go. It says Judge Kenneth Medill, maybe, of the Supreme Court for San Diego County rejected an argument made by Smith & Wesson claiming that lawsuits are prohibited under the Protection of Lawful Commerce Arms Act. The fact that you would have to refer to laws like that to act as if you're not liable is fucking insane. But it goes to show that the whole idea that infringements are on the horizon is bullshit, because they already are here and they've been here for a while. Federal law is meant to provide protection to firearms manufacturers and retailers when the products are used for criminal activity. But in their June 2020 lawsuit, the plaintiff argued that Smith & Wesson shouldn't be shielded by the regulation because it broke state law by designing a Smith & Wesson, M&P 15 rifle to be easily modified into an assault weapon. Again, when we talk about that goes to show that the laws have, or rather the right, if you will, has already been infringed upon. This is why these milquetoast conservatives, hell, even of the NRAs of the world, when you consider, hell, some of them have been walking hand in hand with the state and to craft some of the legislation that you see that exists still to this day that intrudes upon people's right to own guns. It's long been you can't look at the vast amount of gun laws and act as if there hasn't already been an infringement here. In his ruling, Meadow agreed that the gun maker's alleged misleading marketing violated California's unfair competition law. According to Reuters, plaintiffs argue that company used marketing that attracted impulsive young men with military complexes who are particularly likely to be attracted to unique ability of an AR-15 style weapons. Last month, Ernest, now 21, signed a conditional plea agreement that is now in the hands of the U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland. According to the San Diego Union Tribune, Ernest is accused of opening fire in a synagogue in California in April of 2019, killing one person and wounding 3 others. There were reportedly 54 people at the synagogue at the time of the shooting. Today's judgment is a victory, and this is coming from it says, today's judgment is a victory and an important step on the road for justice for the victim of this synagogue and all Americans who believe that gun industry is not above the law. And Jonathan Lowry, a lawyer for the plaintiffs, in a statement said, "We look forward to proving our case in court and working to prevent future tragedies." So basically the idea is that, well, Smith & Wesson specifically targeted this type of person that would then, never mind the other people that may have been enticed by the whatever promotional scheme or whatever they used to get a gun and didn't shoot anybody. This one means that Smith & Wesson must be liable in some way and must be able to be sued, basically, by way of the people that are victims of this. This is a dangerous territory that we're moving towards. And again, more so what I do want to point out is how the whole idea that, which a lot of people would like to think that we aren't there. They say it's on the horizon. We're already there. And some of it's been facilitated by way of milquetoast conservatives with R's, use that in quotes, with R's next to their name. The right, your beloved Second Amendment, let's say this, has long been shat on. It didn't start today. It didn't start yesterday. It didn't start 8 years ago. When you look at things such as the National Firearms Act, that things that have been around forever, 20s, 30s, federal laws that say that you can't even own certain kinds. They say that machine guns, for example, are to be illegal. They've already intruded on your rights. That's already happened. This is actually akin to some of what happened with Trump. When Trump, people seem to lose sight of what actually happened with the bump stock ban. Why do you think that was a thing? And this is why it was more dangerous than what the people, the Trump apologists, wanted to give credit to, because it's like, oh, well, who the fuck cares? Who has a bump stock anyway? No, it's far more dangerous than that if you actually read the fucking executive order. Because what it does is it doubles down on, believe the National Firearms Act, which basically says that anything, and what it does is basically solidify that any attachment that basically speeds up the rate of fire can then have it classified as a machine gun, therefore making it illegal. We've already crossed into this territory. Is it going to get worse? Yeah, you can make that argument. But to act like the infringement hasn't already exist, or rather didn't exist previously, is nonsensical. It's ahistorical. It's been there. Hell, your beloved last president referred to the shit. So you better start getting real. And like I say, I would love for these guys to be on the attack and be on the offensive a lot more. Instead of trying to protect themselves from Democrats or leftists or milquetoast for other milquetoast conservatives who want to pass more gun laws, how about we get to having a legit conversation about abolishing the ones that exist? Get on the fucking offense for once in your life. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.